So this is a recap for live stream 279. As you can see here, we've had a positive day. It was somewhat volatile in terms of P&L. Came into the market with NQ having a range of 253 points, which is the normal before we had all of the tariff news. So, and the current range is still 253 points. We had about 52 on NQ and about 50 on gold. So came into the market. You can see we did have the JOLTS job openings coming out at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, and came into the market a little bit after the JOLTS job openings. I believe this is a JOLTS job openings candle. Prices, as you can see, is pulled back to this 600 period, which is this dotted blue line. Came down to 600, found buyers, drove up. Also coming to the market, did notice that prices was consolidating around the VWAP, likely waiting for the news around the JOLTS job openings. Had this move up, so decided to go long, and on a true setup, went long, target was hit, prices broke out of these highs here. These highs put in a horizontal line because we had a pullback of 79 points from the highs to the low of this pullback, so put in the highs there. That was later proved to be significant. Had prices run up to this hashed line, which is the previous week's high. So this was the highs from last week, the weekly candle. So initially went short as prices closed back below. That was the plan. Prices rallied, took out the stop, went short again, and I trailed pretty aggressively and was stopped out on the trail. Now, I was thinking about holding for a bigger move, possibly down to the highs over here into the 50s or into the 40s and 50s, but trailed, was stopped out. So I had to accept that. After that, what did I do here? Let's see. I took a long, saw prices tested the previous high, went long off this candle, wasn't able to close quick enough, took a loss there, 4, which isn't too bad. Price came down, again put in a bullish candle, went long, target was hit, prices came down below the level. I decided to go short on the actual setup, took it off for a loss there. I then went, what was that? I took another trade through here actually. Oh, I took a very big loss there. So I went short and the market spiked violently. And by the time I closed it, I lost 28. So I lost a fairly significant amount on trying to adjust my stop. Then went long. Prices weren't really working for me, so I took that off for another loss. So built a few losses through here. Was into drawdown. Closed back below the level. Had a short setup. Went short. Why did I take profit so far? So I went short here. And then I had a true setup, I believe. This was, let's tell you what that was. Yep, I went short, had a true setup. The target on the true setup was down at the 0650s. Yep, all the way down to the 0650s. So went short, was a little bit early, made the adjustments and allowed prices hit to target. Prices came down through the VWAP 200 period. Here I had some difficulties as well. Thought the close back above the 200 period would see prices rally back towards, say, these highs around the 546s. Didn't work. Prices came back down, so took it off for a loss there. Then went short, and with this short below the VWAP, below the 200 period, the target was hit down at 84.75. Not quite 84.75. Seems I must have took profits a bit earlier, but took the short. And the target was hit down there as price came into the 600 period again. So the 600 SMA found support over there. Prices came down to that 600 SMA again. Didn't take this initial trade, missed it. Missed this trade also. Notice it came back on the retest and pullback, went long. Target was hit before the VWAP. Through here, thought we was going to reject the 200 period, so went short. Held it for a bit too long, to be honest. Went short and was stopped out right there. No, it didn't. No, it was actually where the stop was supposed to be at the highs there. Yeah. So was stopped out, which wasn't great. Through here, made some mistakes as well. Over here, was looking to short this area, and in reality, I was supposed to give it up to about 82. So went short, saw buying, took it off for a loss, went short again, saw buying, took it off for a loss, went short, took it off for a loss again. Finally decided to take another short, and rather than hold all the way down to, essentially I was targeting 50, I decided to take it off early, took only 9, so took it off at 64. Prices of course did go on to hit the 50 level, so took a series of losses, not quite giving my trade enough room, and then after that I compounded it by not taking profit on the trade that did work. So not great trading on my part. Through here, went long, adjusted my stop to break even, looking for a bigger move, stopped out, went long, adjusted my stop to break even. Should have recognized that there was high volume in this area through here. So when I saw the bearish candle, should have gotten out, didn't. Once I realized it got out, near enough a break even trade. Went short, went long, looking for a pullback up towards the highs. Noticed price action was failing. Took it off for a fairly small loss there. Then eventually went short, treating this as a lower high in comparison to this high. Went short, targeted the previous highs that I did mention that was significant around here. Target was hit there just before the 200 period. Didn't want to take this long because I was concerned about the previous high. That would have worked. Went long. Took it off for break even after adjusting my stop to break even. Went long again. And what I saw was, again, I think I adjusted my stop to break even. Was stopped out break even. Was slightly above break even. Went long again. Target was hit. As prices rallied and broke out of the previous week's high. Came back. Potentially along here. Didn't take it. And as we can see, prices are having some difficulties around the previous week's high. Over on the trade performance tab, we can see total gains, total losses, slightly above 1 profit factor, not ideal. Accuracy 52%, average win being bigger than average loss, we like to see that. Positive average win-loss ratio. Largest win being bigger than our largest loss. Again, that's something we like to see. And as we've traded in a 15-second chart, time of the market's less than a minute. On the analysis page, we can see we were up 13, drew all the way down to minus 32, was up at 26 at the highs before going negative, only slightly, before finally deciding to walk away, up 23,725. Thought about coming in and trying to get the account back up towards the equity highs around the 26 or 27 mark, but decided to call it a day, just over an hour's worth of trading, and not push my luck, especially after being up 26, going back negative. I thought, well, rather than add to the profits, all I did was give them back, so decided that I would call it a day. So that's it for now. Thanks for watching. Good luck trading. Have a great day.